Köszöntöm a nézőket a Budapest International Documentary Festival beszélgetésén. Karsai Roni vagyok, én vagyok a mai beszélgetés moderátora, és most a Sztriptíztáncos és a tábornok című film rendezőjével, Andrei Kutsilával fogunk beszélgetni. So, hi, Andrei. We are very happy that you are here with us, and I'm personally was very touched by your movie, because since I lived in Minsk for a while, every film that addresses Belarus in a way or is about Belarus, I'm really happy about, because I think it's a beautiful country that everybody should know and know more about. But I guess it's like in the light of current events, the country became to the front line of every newspaper in a way. First of all, how did you come across this topic? Like, how did you meet Anatoly and his grandfather?
It's story of my teenage. We have the wrestling trainings together when I have maybe 13 years in our teenage. We were in one city and we went one sports school, and then our ways fall apart, and I didn't see Anatoly maybe about 10 years, and only when I was a student in Minsk, we have some like a student party or something like this, and we were in nightclub, and I saw Anatoly on the stage with some erotic movements. It was not like a striptease, because it was like official party with teachers with and only after it I don't know, because I didn't recognize him first several minutes only after several minutes I recognized him, and but we didn't talk because we didn't have opportunity. And in 2 years, maybe in 3 years, I met him in sport gym at our university, and then we talked. Maybe only 10 years after our sports school, and then I knew that he is a stripper, that he worked like an engineer during the day, and at night he works like a stripper. Then I didn't at that moment I didn't think about any movie at all. Only after I knew that he has such bewildering grandfather, I met him, I talked with him, and then I realized that it could be interesting. I didn't think that it would be great film or not, but it could be a great journey for me, for example. And then I talked several hours with his grandfather, and after that meeting, the day after, I went to the flat with a camera. So that was the start of our 5 years journey.
And how was it for the grandfather to be filmed? Because I think it was really nice, like he was really comfortable, even though I'm sure that he's not used to the camera.
Yes, because he's not typical officer, Soviet officer. I think that helped me a lot, because he really wanted to be filmed, and I didn't have any problems with it. Even it allowed me to go with him in different spaces where I cannot do without him. You know, some official how to say some official events. You know, for example, with this communist young communist party. And so on and so forth. It was really great that we were like friends, and we don't. Of course, there was kind of respectful and border between us, but I felt like a friend of him. You know, even sometimes we talked much more than with the younger Anatoly. So we were maybe at the period of shooting, maybe much more closer than with the young.
Really? Oh, but he seems like a really kind person. I really liked how you pictured their relationship, because for me it was really interesting that there seems to be like an ideological gap between them, but still it's a story about family, and it's about it's about love. And even though they seem to argue a lot, and they always like talking like this with each other, and but then it's after all it's a story of love, and even I can see that the grandfather was only just worrying for him because he wants him to be happy, and he doesn't want anything bad to happen to him.
That was really what I felt, and wanted to show, yeah.
And was it intentional that you put, because there is the political side of the story is a little bit in the background, so it's not prominent, it's not like it's in your face, but still it's there a little bit. And I know that previously you did some political films, so it is still there in the background, but I felt that you didn't want it to be the center of the film. But it's still there, sort of, because it overshadows the story in a way. Did you want to convey any kind of message with it being in the background, or it is just as a fact because it comes with Belarus?
Of course, not only the fact, because I wanted to show the background. I wanted to show it not so straight. But it's really kind of political message in the end of the film. It is how the end of the film is kind of starting of our new page of history that we have now. So it was obvious to me that I want to show. Of course, firstly, family relationship, but of course, at the same time, political situation as well.
And when did you finish filming, actually?
We started maybe 2014, I think so, and finished maybe 2018, but montage. But it took us about 4.5 or 5 years from the beginning till the release of the film.
And do you think that in the light of current events and what's going on in Belarus, did the film gain a new significance in a way?
I think so. Yes, we have great opportunity to see that what happened and what the roots of that, what we have now. You know, because we didn't cut Soviet mentalities, communism, and so on and so forth. We didn't tell goodbye to it, and what we have now, it's absolutely like prolonging of communism ideology, not ideology, but actions, and what the people who had power what can do with peaceful Belarusians, you know. So it's awful, and this film, for example, Stripped War, can show the audience what was several years ago, and it was, you know, it was kind of a situation when at the same territory we have two countries. Yes, one is socialistic, yeah, with communism values, and the other is modern consumer society. It's kind of hybrid, yeah, kind of mix of that. And now we had a result of it, you know.
Yeah, but I think you portrayed it really well, and I think we Hungarians can understand it in a way like what this kind of decade-long, like several decade-long thinking and political idea, how it can change the mentality of a whole generation or a whole nation. It's really interesting, and I think it's important to tell stories like this, because then we can learn from them and we can understand them, because I think that we can only go into the future if we deal with the past, you know, and we understand what happened and how we can go forward. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. And how was the reception of the film in Belarus? Because I read one interview with you that said like the film was pulled at one point from one of the Minsk film festivals. Then
it was invited. It came back to the festival a year after. You know, it was shown in cinemas, and even got prizes in international competition, and we have sold out. And it was okay. We have audience. Even some people came who tried to argue, you know, some with a little conflict, but at the whole, the premiere was very good, and strippers came and they talked with audience more than me, you know, and it was cool, yeah, with after party and so on. It was. We don't have any problem. Then the film was shown several times after with the full halls, and so we were satisfied. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, now in such situation, maybe it would be impossible to show it now, you know. So it was kind of different times, you know.
Yeah, it gains a new significance, really.
Yeah.
And I think that the parallel, like, it's just like you were really lucky with having met like Anatoly, because it's like such a beautiful parallel that the grandpa is putting on the uniform when he represents his ideas, but then Anatoly strips down and gets naked, because that's art for him, and he really believes that's how he can be himself, and you can see how happy he is when he's truly like performing. So it's just such a beautiful parallel. It's just really like too good to be true. It was really nice. Yeah, and I really like that how, even though everything is really like difficult and it's not an easy life for Anatoly to live his dream, he still goes on. So I like this idea that it brings hope, like you bring hope in a way, like they bring hope, because it encourages people like really to live their dream. Are you in touch with them? How are they now?
From time to time, grandfather is in hospital. Even he spent several months, but now he's more or less okay. Anatoly is working more like a fitness trainer. He left his job like an engineer at all. He dances at parties, but I know that he most of his time he works like a fitness trainer.
But it's good that he can still dance.
And even I should say that, for example, old people like grandfather is changing their minds a little bit, because after what we had after falsification of presidential election, I talked with him and felt that he is against what authorities makes now, because everybody saw this violence on the streets and it prolongs now, and I felt that grandfather a little bit changed his mind about authorities.
So he really felt that they were like overstepping, and it was something that they shouldn't do. Okay.
And many people, and many. What is good that many old people are changing their minds, and it's quite a long process, and maybe it's good that it lasts during many months. We will know what will be, but during this period, many people how to say it? No, change, and it's good in spite of course, violence that many people sentenced, and there are more than 200 of political prisoners on this day, and maybe from the beginning of presidential election campaign till now, about 33,000 of people were detained, and so on and so forth. In spite of it, we see that there is a kind of process like burning nation, for this period, burning. So we will see. These days there is a little bit depression, in the society, but still people hope for the best, for spring. So we will see.
Yeah, but it's I read news daily on Belarus because I'm really rooting for you guys, and I'm really happy. I'm worried also for my friends who are in Minsk, and I think it brought together the nation on a new level, because now you are standing together, and
it's very important that we feel the support of many countries, like Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and many European countries. So it gives people hope too, So that is very important too.
Yeah. And did you take your camera to the streets, or have you filmed anything during the what happened on the streets in Minsk, or you just joined the protest?
The both things, the both, but I don't want to speak about it,
Yeah, sure.
If it will be in internet, that it's kind of
you're never safe.
you're never safe, and especially journalists are under attack. You know, several journalists are sentenced, and now they're in prisons. We don't know. Yeah. And for example, during last month, people with cameras, journalists or directors or everyone, it was like a first aims for reels for police, you know, to be detained.
Do you feel that that you are in greater danger just because you're a filmmaker, and there's the potential that you would have the idea, you know, to do something or produce something that concerns the current events?
Of course, I feel it. Yeah. We feel it, and you never know what will be tomorrow. Absolutely so, and not only me, all journalists, all people who are making any video, any text, any information content about this events. So there is no problem for authorities, for police, make some cases, you know, and detain you, then throw you in jail. So it's only wish, you know, them, and you will be in prison.
Well, I hope that you manage to stay safe, and despite whatever happens in Minsk or in the rest of Belarus. And I thank you very much for the film again, because I think it was so much story told, like a little over 60 minutes, and I think it's a very important message that you sent out to the world with this film.
Thank you for invitation. To your festival. It's really great to be shown at your festival. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Köszönjük, hogy velünk tartottak a beszélgetésen. Reméljük, hogy ha már látták a filmet, akkor ez egy jó beszélgetés volt. Viszont ha még nem látták, akkor reméljük, hogy kedvet csináltunk hozzá. És ne feledjék, hogy március 10-éig, a fesztivál végéig a filmet a beszélgetéssel együtt bármikor megtekinthetik. Köszönjük, hogy velünk tartottak.